I'm 38F, the kind of person who likes to believe the best in people, especially when it comes to family. That's probably why I spent years defending my niece, Mia 22F, even when people started raising red flags about her behavior. She was a little entitled, a little dramatic, but I always chalked it up to her being young and figuring things out. Besides, I helped raise her. My sister Karen 45F was a single mom, and since we were close, I was always there, babysitting, helping with school, even covering for them financially when things got tough. I never expected that one day I'd be the one needing to be defended against Mia. It all started with a random Facebook message from my cousin Greg 50M. He sent me a cheerful thank you for helping Mia with her emergency surgery and hoped she was recovering well. I had no idea what he was talking about. I hadn't given Mia a single cent, let alone for something as serious as surgery. At first, I thought he had me confused with someone else, but the more I read, the more it became clear he genuinely believed I had asked him to send Mia money. The message even mentioned Text exchange where I supposedly vouched for her situation. Before I could wrap my head around that, I got another surprise. A week later, Aunt Lisa 63F called me, casually mentioning how she felt bad that Mia was struggling financially and hoped the $500 she sent would help. When I asked what she meant, she explained that she sent it to Mia after getting a message from me, saying Mia was in trouble. My stomach dropped. That was 2 people now, both convinced I had personally reached out, asking them to send money to Mia. I started checking with other relatives, trying to understand what was happening. It didn't take long to realize there was a pattern. Within a few days, 3 more family members confirmed they had sent Mia money after receiving messages from me. Some were through text, some through email, and one even got a direct message from an account with my name on it. The stories were all different. Mia needed help with rent, she was in medical debt, she got scammed and needed a way out, but the end result was the same. Money was sent, and I had never been involved. That's when it hit me. Mia had been impersonating me, using my name to scam family members out of money. And judging by how many people had already fallen for it, she had been doing it for months. I started digging deeper. The more I looked, the worse it got. Mia wasn't just asking for money. She had set up fake email accounts using variations of my name, created a spoofed phone number to send messages, and even made a fake Facebook account pretending to be me. Through these, she had stolen over $5,000 from at least 6 people in the last 3 months. I had no idea how far this had gone or if more victims were out there. My first instinct was to go to Karen. Surely she would want to know what her daughter was up to, right? But when I confronted her, she barely let me finish before shutting me down. She refused to believe Mia would do something like that. According to her, someone must have been setting Mia up, or maybe there was some kind of miscommunication. When I told her I had proof, she waved it off, saying, Mia isn't a liar. If she needed help, she would have asked directly. I expected at least some resistance from Mia, but I didn't expect her to go straight into damage control. Less than an hour after speaking with Karen, I got a call from Mia, acting completely blindsided. She sounded offended, even hurt, that I would accuse her of something so awful. She kept insisting she had no idea how this could have happened, even as I laid out everything I had found. Then she tried a new angle, guilt-tripping me about ruining her reputation over what was clearly some kind of misunderstanding. When I pushed harder, her story shifted again. This time, she admitted she might have borrowed my name in 1 or 2 situations, but only because she was trying to help a friend get a loan. She even tried to laugh it off like it was no big deal. I wasn't buying it. At this point, I knew she wasn't going to admit the truth. She had gotten away with this for months, and I wasn't about to let her talk her way out of it. I needed undeniable proof, something so solid that neither she nor Karen could deny what she had done. That's when the idea hit me. I was going to set a trap. I reached out to my friend Jamie 39F, someone Mia didn't know well. Jamie agreed to play along and pretend to be another relative willing to help Mia. The plan was simple. Jamie would send a message to the fake me, offering money, and we would see where it ended up. If Mia took the bait, we'd have all the proof we needed. I didn't tell anyone else what I was doing. The last thing I needed was for word to get back to Mia and give her a chance to cover her tracks. Instead, I sat back and waited, knowing it was only a matter of time before she walked right into the trap. What I didn't realize was just how deep this scam really went. Jamie didn't even have to wait an hour. As soon as she sent a message to the fake me, Mia took the bait like a fish hooked on a line. The message was simple. Jamie, pretending to be a distant relative, said she had heard about Mia's financial struggles and wanted to help. She asked where to send the money and if it would be enough to get Mia back on her feet. Not even 20 minutes later, Jamie received a long, dramatic response. aka Mia poured her heart out, talking about how desperate she was. She said her landlord was threatening to kick her out, her bills were piling up, and she had nowhere else to turn. It was almost impressive how quickly she spun the sob story. Then came the most important part. Mia sent over a bank account number. The lie didn't stop there. To really sell her story, Mia added another layer. She claimed that I, her aunt, the real me, was actually the one who needed help but was too embarrassed to ask for money directly. According to Mia, I had begged her to reach out to family members on my behalf, but I was too ashamed to tell them the truth myself. She even sent Jamie fake screenshots of a supposed text exchange between us, where I was pleading for financial help. In the messages, I had supposedly written things like, "Please don't tell anyone. I don't want them to think I'm struggling." The level of manipulation was honestly shocking. Jamie played along. She responded, pretending to be concerned and ready to help, but she asked a simple question, should I check with Op first? That's when Mia started panicking. She immediately shut down the idea, insisting that I would be mortified if anyone found out. She made it sound like I was on the verge of an emotional breakdown over this. She even added that I had personally told her not to let anyone else know because I was afraid of being judged. She needed the money quickly and didn't want to drag this out. That was all the confirmation I needed. To make sure there was a clear money trail, Jamie sent a small test deposit of $5 to Mia's account. The moment it went through, I had undeniable proof that Mia was running this scam. I didn't waste any time. I called Mia immediately. When she answered, her voice was light, casual, she had no idea what was coming. I asked her about the money. At first she played dumb. She acted completely confused, as if she had no clue what I was talking about. I kept my voice calm. I repeated myself, asked her again why Jamie had just sent her money. That's when Mia's lie started to fall apart. She stammered something about helping a friend, and that it must be a mix-up. I let her talk herself into a corner before dropping the bomb. I told her I had proof. Not just the bank transfer, but screenshots, messages, and multiple witnesses who confirmed she had scammed them the same way. The moment I said the word proof, the entire tone of the conversation changed. Mia went silent. Then, out of nowhere, she burst into tears. She started sobbing so loudly that for a second, I thought she had hung up the phone. She kept saying she was scared, that she didn't know how to stop, that she felt trapped. It was a full meltdown, as if she had suddenly become the victim in all of this. Then she switched tactics. Instead of admitting fault, she tried shifting the blame. She claimed she had only used my name once or twice as a favor for a friend, despite the evidence showing that she had created fake emails, phone numbers, and even fabricated entire conversations. The level of effort she put in made it clear this wasn't some impulsive mistake. It was a well-planned scam. When I asked for this friend's name, Mia suddenly couldn't remember. Before I could press her further, Karen stormed in. I could hear her in the background, demanding to know what was going on. The second she realized what we were talking about, she went on the defensive. She insisted there had to be a mistake, that Mia would never do something like this. She even accused me of being too harsh, saying Mia was just a kid who must have gotten confused. I wasn't having it. I started listing off every single relative Mia had scammed and exactly how much she had taken from them. As I went down the list, Karen's excuses started to fall apart. There was no way this was some innocent mistake. This was calculated, deliberate, and now Mia was caught. At this point, Mia was done pretending. She stopped denying everything and switched to minimizing. She admitted she had maybe taken some money but acted like it wasn't a big deal. She said she planned to pay everyone back and that the situation had just gotten out of hand. I gave her an ultimatum. She had one chance to return every cent she had stolen. If she didn't, I would go public. I would tell every single family member exactly what she had done. Shocked, and if you were still trying to make sense of how Mia had managed to pull this off. Karen, of course, jumped in to defend her daughter. She started off by saying Mia was just a kid who had made a stupid mistake. She claimed Mia never meant any harm and that she probably got in over her head, but nobody was buying it. The sheer amount of planning that had gone into the scam, fake messages, spoofed emails, and even fake text conversations made it clear this wasn't just some innocent accident. Mia, who had been completely silent up until this point, finally sent a message, but it was barely an apology, just a short, vague note saying she was sorry for any confusion, and that she never intended to upset anyone. She didn't admit to anything. She didn't promise to pay anyone back. She didn't even explain herself. That only made things worse. Aunt Lisa called her out instantly, saying this wasn't confusion, this was theft. Other relatives started pressing Mia for real answers. How did she think this was okay? What was she planning to do with the money? Why did she lie to so many people? Mia didn't respond. Instead, Karen doubled down. She told everyone that shaming Mia like this wouldn't fix anything, and that they were ruining her chances of learning from this mistake. She even tried to shift the blame onto me, saying I was stirring up drama, instead of handling things privately. That's when Mia made her next mistake. Instead of facing the group, she messaged me privately. This time she wasn't crying or making excuses, she was begging. She asked me to cover for her. She said if I just told the family it was all a misunderstanding, she would pay me back in secret. She even tried to guilt me, saying if I didn't help her, she would be completely ruined. I wasn't falling for it. I told her I'd only consider it if she paid back every single person first. No more fake apologies, no more lies, just return the money. She didn't reply. A few minutes later, one of my cousins announced that they had reported Mia's scam to the bank. That's when the real panic started. Mia's account was flagged for suspicious activity, and within a few days, her bank began reviewing her transactions. While they didn't freeze her funds immediately, they restricted withdrawals while the fraud investigation was underway. That was the moment Mia realized this wasn't just going to go away. Karen went into full meltdown mode. She started calling relatives, begging them to drop it before Mia got into real trouble. She even tried bribing Aunt Lisa, offering to pay back just her money if she stopped pushing the issue. Lisa refused. Meanwhile, Mia started spiraling. She sent another message to the group chat, now claiming that she had always planned to pay everyone back, but that things had just gotten out of hand. It was obvious she was making things up as she went along. Nobody believed her. The pressure kept mounting, and the more she tried to explain, the worse it got. Some relatives took Karen's side, saying Mia was young and deserved another chance. But most people weren't interested in forgiving and forgetting. They wanted accountability. They wanted their money back. And they wanted Mia to own up to what she had done. Word spread fast. Even family members who weren't directly involved started hearing about the scam. By the end of the day, Mia wasn't just a niece who made a mistake, she was now the family scammer. Her reputation was completely destroyed. Then, just like that, Mia vanished. She left the group chat. She blocked me. She blocked anyone who had called her out. It was like she thought if she disappeared, the problem would disappear too. Karen followed her lead. She stopped responding to messages and started ignoring calls. A few days later, I found out from another relative that Karen had completely cut off half the family. She was furious that nobody had stood by Mia and felt like everyone had turned against her. That should have been the end of it. Mia had been exposed, Karen had burned bridges, and the rest of us were left trying to process just how far this had gone. But I wasn't done yet. Mia thought she could just ignore this and move on. She had no idea what was coming next. The situation with Mia should have ended when she blocked half the family and disappeared. But I knew better. People like Mia don't just stop when they're caught. They regroup, spin new lies, and try to manipulate their way out. She thought she could ignore this and let it blow over. She was wrong. A few days after Mia went silent, Aunt Lisa, Greg, and a few other family members decided we needed to talk without Karen or Mia. A private Zoom meeting was set up. No distractions, no excuses, just a discussion about what we should do next. That's when things got worse. During the call, someone mentioned that Karen's coworkers had started asking questions. Apparently, 2 of them had given Mia money after she claimed she was raising funds for a medical emergency. Another family friend admitted that Mia had reached out to her through Facebook, claiming she needed help escaping an abusive landlord. Neither of them had any idea it was a scam until word started spreading in the family. The total amount Mia had stolen was no longer just over $7,000. After tallying up the new victims, it had jumped to over $8,000. While we were still processing this, Greg got an update from the relative who had reported Mia's fraud to the bank. The scam alert had triggered a deeper investigation, and now Mia's account was completely frozen. Every single transaction she had made in the last 3 months was being flagged and reviewed. She had no access to her funds anymore. That's when the real desperation started. Mia, who had refused to acknowledge anything up until now, suddenly sent a panicked message to one of our younger cousins. She claimed she was about to be evicted and begged for a loan to cover her rent. She said she was completely broke and had nowhere else to turn. The cousin asked if she should help. I told her the truth. Mia had already taken thousands of dollars from people. She had the money to pay her rent. But instead of returning what she stole, she must have spent it elsewhere. Nobody sent her a dime. Karen, instead of finally accepting that Mia had caused this mess, went on the attack. She started calling relatives again, accusing everyone of being cruel and unforgiving. She claimed we were ruining Mia's life over a little money. She insisted that Mia was just a young girl who made a mistake and that we were ganging up on her. Nobody bought it. Then Mia tried something new. She sent a private message to a few relatives, claiming that she had been scammed. According to her, someone must have hacked her accounts and stolen the money in her name. She swore she had no idea how this happened, and that she was just as much a victim as everyone else. That lie didn't last long. I sent a message to the entire family with screenshots of Mia's messages accepting payments, her fake sob stories, and even the fake conversations she created between herself and me. I told them to compare these to the messages she had just sent, claiming she was hacked. The hacker excuse crumbled instantly. Instead of Mia responding, Karen made a last-ditch attempt at damage control. She wrote a long, dramatic Facebook post about how the family was bullying Mia. She said we were ruining her future and refusing to give her a second chance. She even added some fake emotional appeal about how Mia was struggling and couldn't even afford food now because of how we had treated her. She must have expected sympathy. She got the exact opposite. People flooded the comments, calling her out. Some of her own friends asked why Mia had stolen money in the first place. Others pointed out that Karen had spent years making excuses for Mia's bad behavior, and now it had escalated into full-on fraud. A few of our relatives commented directly, listing how much money Mia had scammed from them. Some even mentioned the new victims, Karen's own co-workers who had fallen for Mia's lies. Karen deleted the post within an hour. Then, out of nowhere, Mia reached out to me. For the first time since she had blocked me, she messaged. But she didn't apologize. She didn't take responsibility. She just asked if I could help fix this. She wanted me to tell the family that this was all a misunderstanding, and that it had gotten blown out of proportion. I told her she had one last chance. If she publicly admitted what she did, apologized to everyone, and paid back the money, I would stop pushing the issue. Instead of taking responsibility, she ghosted me again. Then she started blocking more family members. Mia had clearly assumed she could talk her way out of this like she had done before. But as more family members demanded their money back, and her bank account was frozen, it became clear she had no real plan beyond denial and deflection. Filing a police report wasn't my first choice, but at this point, Mia had left us with no other option. She had scammed too many people, refused to take responsibility, and thought she could just disappear without consequences. If she wasn't going to return the money willingly, we had to make sure she had no choice. Aunt Lisa, Greg, and 2 other family members who had been scammed met with me to discuss the next steps. Within a day, we had gathered everything we needed: bank statements, transaction records, text messages, and screenshots proving Mia had been impersonating me and others to scam money. It wasn't just 1 or 2 incidents, this was months of deliberate fraud. With everything organized, we went to the police and filed an official fraud report. Since Mia had scammed multiple people and there was extensive documentation, law enforcement took it seriously. However, the process wasn't immediate. It took a few weeks before a detective contacted Mia, requesting an official statement. That's when the real panic set in. Karen was the first to crack. The moment she found out, she called every single relative who had filed a report, begging them to drop it. She claimed Mia didn't deserve to have her life ruined over a few bad decisions. She even tried to downplay it, insisting Mia wasn't a criminal and that we were taking things too far. But by this point, nobody was listening. Instead of siding with Karen, the family held firm. Mia had stolen thousands, lied repeatedly, and refused to make things right. Nobody was backing down. Then, for the first time in weeks, Mia resurfaced. She posted a weak apology in the group chat, saying she was sorry for any stress she had caused and that she never meant to hurt anyone. It was obvious she was only apologizing because she had been caught. She still didn't admit to anything, and she definitely didn't promise to return the money. When people started demanding real answers, she switched tactics again. This time, she blamed stress and not knowing how to ask for help. She claimed she wasn't thinking straight and that things had spiraled out of control. It was a long-winded way of saying nothing at all. When pressed about repaying the money, Mia made yet another excuse. She said she was working on it but needed more time. She even suggested setting up a payment plan, saying she could pay everyone back slowly over the next few years. Nobody was buying it. I told Mia that if she was actually sorry, she could start by paying back at least one person immediately. Just one. She ignored me. The detective called Mia again. This time, it wasn't a polite request. It was a firm reminder that she needed to give a statement, and if she kept dodging, things would only get worse for her. That's when Karen made one final, desperate move. She approached one of our aunts, one of the quieter family members who had lost money, and tried to cut a deal. She offered to pay back just her money if she agreed to drop the case. She probably thought it was a smart move, that if she could get at least one person to back down, maybe the others would follow. It didn't work. The aunt refused and told the rest of us what Karen was trying to do. At this point, Mia had no more options. The bank had already frozen her funds once, but now with an active police investigation underway, her account was permanently locked. She couldn't access what was left of the money, and she had no way of running from the situation anymore. She finally started repaying people, but only partially. She sent small amounts back to some relatives, clearly trying to show that she was making an effort. But it was too little, too late. The damage was done. Even after avoiding actual criminal charges, Mia's reputation was completely ruined. Nobody in the family wanted anything to do with her anymore. She wasn't just a liar, she was a scammer, and everybody knew it. Karen, once again, tried to shift the blame. She claimed the family had destroyed Mia's future, that we had turned our backs on her instead of helping her. But nobody felt guilty. Mia had done this to herself. With nowhere left to turn, Mia disappeared from family events, group chats, and social media. She went from being the center of family drama to being completely irrelevant. And honestly, that was the best outcome she could have hoped for. Mia stayed silent for a while after everything went down. With her bank account locked, her reputation in ruins, and nobody left to manipulate, she had no choice but to lay low. She stopped responding to family members, avoided social media, and completely disappeared from any group chats. It was like she thought if she just waited long enough, people would forget what she had done. They didn't. The damage she had caused was permanent. Nobody was willing to give her another chance. Nobody offered to help her. The family had made it clear Mia was on her own now. It wasn't just the family either. Word spread fast, and even distant relatives who hadn't been directly involved wanted nothing to do with her. When someone scams their own family, people remember. Every time her name came up, it was attached to one thing, the scammer. Finding a job wasn't easy for her, either. Someone, not me, had posted about her scam on Facebook. It wasn't a public post, just a warning in a private group that many of our extended relatives were part of. But that was enough. Every time Mia applied somewhere, all it took was a quick online search for potential employers to see the discussions. Nobody wanted to hire someone with fraud attached to their name. That's when Karen decided to step in. Karen, still in full Mia did nothing wrong mode, thought the family just needed one good dinner to fix everything. She invited everyone over, claiming it was a family gathering meant to heal and move forward. Nobody showed up. Well, 2 people did, one cousin and an aunt. And they didn't come to forgive Mia. They came to tell Karen, to her face, that nobody was interested in playing along with her delusions. They told her that trust wasn't something that could be rebuilt over a cheap dinner. Mia had made her choices, and now she had to live with them. Mia's problems didn't stop at the family. A few of her friends found out what happened and cut her off, too. It turned out that one of them had also been asked for money months ago, but she hadn't sent anything at the time. Now that she knew the full story, she wanted nothing to do with Mia. Another friend, one of the few who had actually supported Mia through all of this, finally had enough and told her they couldn't keep defending her. With her support system collapsing, Mia was running out of options. That's when she made her last desperate move. She reached out to me. She didn't come at me with excuses this time. No blaming stress, no fake victim act. Instead, she sent a long-winded message claiming that she finally understood what she did wrong. She said she had learned her lesson and wanted one last chance to make things right. I wasn't interested. I told her she had already been given plenty of chances. She had every opportunity to do the right thing, and she chose to lie, manipulate, and steal instead. She wasn't sorry, she was just desperate. After I shut her down, Karen jumped in for one last guilt trip. She accused me of turning the family against Mia and ruining her life. She kept going on about how Mia wouldn't be struggling this much if we had just forgiven her. I shut that down fast. I reminded Karen that Mia ruined her own life. Nobody forced her to scam people. Nobody made her lie. Everything that happened was because of her own choices. Mia must have realized she wasn't going to get what she wanted because she blocked me. Again, This time, she made sure to block me on everything. Last I heard, she had managed to get a minimum wage retail job. That was the best she could do, considering nobody else wanted to hire her. And honestly, I don't feel bad. Mia had every opportunity to make things right, and she refused. Now, she's finally facing real consequences. And I've moved on completely. No guilt, no regrets. Mia is finally out of my life for good. Mia had lost everything: her family's trust, her reputation, and even her job security. But if there was one thing I had learned about her, it was that she never truly gave up on a scam. She just adjusted her tactics. A few months after she disappeared from the family, Mia reappeared online with a brand new Instagram account. She had rebranded herself as a self-made entrepreneur. Her bio was full of motivational quotes about rising above the haters, starting from nothing, and proving everyone wrong. She posted about self-growth and not letting the past define you. She left out the part where her past included scamming her own family out of thousands of dollars. It didn't take long to figure out what she was really doing. Mia had launched a new business and was desperately trying to recruit people. At first, she made it seem like she had started an online store. She posted flashy stock images of beauty products, home gadgets, and fitness supplements, acting like she was running a successful e-commerce company. But it was all fake. Within a week, it became obvious she was part of an MLM, a multi-level marketing scheme. She wasn't selling anything herself, she was trying to recruit people to sell for her. The more people she convinced to join under her, the more commission she would make. And guess who she tried to recruit first? The family. Mia started privately messaging relatives, pitching her amazing business opportunity. She talked about financial freedom and building your own empire. She sent long-winded messages about taking control of your life and investing in yourself. The best part? She promised that anyone who joined would get exclusive mentorship from her. Nobody fell for it. The same people she had scammed were not about to hand her more money. Some ignored her completely. Others flat out told her they weren't interested. A few even called her out directly, reminding her that she had just stolen from the family, and now she was trying to recruit them into another scheme. Mia didn't take the rejection well. She quickly changed tactics. Instead of pushing the business, she started playing the victim. She claimed she was being unfairly blacklisted by the family and that nobody wanted to see her succeed. She started posting vague Instagram stories about jealous people trying to hold her back and toxic relatives who refused to move on. Karen jumped in right on cue. She started privately messaging people, saying that Mia was trying to turn her life around and that the family needed to stop holding the past against her. She claimed Mia was finally making something of herself and just needed a little support to get back on her feet. For the first time, nobody took the bait. Even the more forgiving relatives, ones who had previously told me to let it go, ignored Karen's pleas. They were done. That's when Mia got truly desperate. After her business flopped and the family ignored her, Mia disappeared for a few weeks before reappearing online with a new scheme. At first, she tried recruiting for an MLM, but when that failed, she pivoted to job scams, using a different name to lure in unsuspecting applicants. The shift happened so quickly that it was clear she had no intention of actually changing, just adapting her scams to new victims. It was a text-only post saying things like, "I'm so tired, nobody cares anyway. And what's the point of trying anymore?" A few relatives reached out, worried that she was in real distress. Others immediately recognized it for what it was, another manipulation tactic. Karen, of course, took it a step further. She posted an entire rant on Facebook, blaming the family for pushing Mia to the edge. She claimed we had bullied her, ruined her life, and forced her into this state. She demanded that people show her daughter compassion instead of judgment. It backfired spectacularly. Instead of sympathy, the comments were full of people reminding Karen that Mia had scammed her own family. Some even pointed out that Karen had spent months defending Mia instead of holding her accountable. Even a few of her own friends asked why she was acting like Mia was the victim in all of this. Karen deleted the post within a few hours. Then suddenly Mia was gone. Within days, she deleted her Instagram, her Facebook, and even her LinkedIn profile. Every trace of her business disappeared. The MLM scam, the motivational posts, the victim act, it was all wiped clean. Karen, who had spent months defending her, also went silent. She stopped reaching out to people, stopped trying to guilt-trip the family, and just faded into the background. For the first time in what felt like forever, there was no more drama, no more lies, no more scams. I thought it was finally over. But Mia wasn't done just yet. Mia had been silent for months. No Instagram, no Facebook, no MLM scams. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like she had finally run out of ways to manipulate people. But I should have known better. Mia wasn't the type to accept consequences. She was the type to reinvent herself and find a new way to scam people. And this time, instead of targeting family, she set her sights on complete strangers. She reappeared under a completely different name, running what looked like a job recruitment page. The posts were professional looking, offering remote job positions with flexible hours, high salaries, and no prior experience needed. It was the kind of thing that would appeal to desperate job seekers looking for work from home opportunities. There was just one problem: it was completely fake. Mia was pretending to be a hiring manager for a prestigious company, claiming she was helping people find jobs. But to apply, candidates had to pay a small application fee to process their paperwork. The scam was simple. Mia collected money from hopeful job seekers and then disappeared, never following up with interviews or offers. She must have thought she was being clever, that nobody would recognize her under a fake name. But she underestimated just how small the internet can be. One of my friends, someone completely unrelated to the family, came across one of Mia's fake job posts. She recognized Mia's picture, even though it was slightly edited. She sent me the screenshot, asking, "Isn't this your scammer niece?" It took me less than 10 minutes to confirm it was her. She had changed her name, created a brand new online persona, and wiped any traces of her past. But no matter how hard she tried to hide, she couldn't erase everything. I wasn't about to let her get away with it. I contacted the real company Mia was pretending to represent. I forwarded them screenshots of her fake job postings, along with links to the accounts she was using to run the scam. They responded quickly, confirming that Mia had zero affiliation with them and that her actions were illegal. Within days, they issued a fraud warning. Mia's entire scheme fell apart almost instantly. People who had already sent her money for application fees began reporting her accounts. Platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook flagged her posts as fraudulent. The fake job page she had worked so hard to build was removed from every platform she used. Then for the first time, Mia faced actual legal consequences. The company she impersonated sent her a cease and desist letter, warning her that if she continued this fraud, they would pursue legal action. But it didn't stop there. A few of the job seekers she scammed reported her to the authorities. The police got involved again. Instead of fighting back, Mia did what she always did, she ran. She deleted every fake account, scrubbed any traces of the scam, and vanished from social media. That should have been the end of it. But Karen, ever the enabler, had one last meltdown. Instead of admitting her daughter had committed fraud again, she had the audacity to message me. She blamed me for ruining Mia's only shot at success. She actually tried to argue that Mia had finally found a way to build a future, but that I had destroyed it out of spite. I shut her down instantly. I told her, if Mia's only way to succeed is by scamming people, she deserves to fail. That was the last time Karen ever reached out to me. The legal situation escalated quickly. At least 2 people who had sent Mia money for fake job applications followed through with fraud reports. With her previous family scam already on record, this new case didn't look good for her. Instead of sticking around to face it, Mia completely disappeared. She didn't just delete her accounts this time. She vanished from every online space she had ever been active in. No more new businesses, no more fake opportunities. It was like she had finally realized she couldn't keep running scams forever. Karen, for the first time, had to face reality. With Mia gone, she finally had to accept that her daughter wasn't a victim, she was a scammer. She had spent years defending Mia, manipulating the family, and blaming everyone else. But now, there was nobody left to fight for. Karen quietly left the family group chats. She stopped reaching out to people. The family moved on without them. No more drama, no more lies, no more excuses. Last I heard, Mia was couch surfing with a distant friend, struggling to get by. Nobody knows where she is now, and honestly, nobody cares. As far as I'm concerned, she's finally out of my life for good. It's been a full year since Mia's last scam, and honestly, life has never been better. For the first time in years, family gatherings are peaceful. There's no drama, no awkward conversations, and nobody walking on eggshells. The tension that used to hang over everything, Mia's lies, Karen's constant enabling, the never-ending cycle of manipulation, is completely gone. It's like a weight was lifted off the entire family. Mia never bounced back. After her last scam fell apart and legal trouble started closing in, she completely disappeared. No social media, no new business ventures, nothing. As far as anyone knows, she hasn't pulled any new scams. Either she finally learned her lesson, or she just ran out of people to con. A distant relative ran into her recently and gave us an update. Mia was working a low-paying job, barely getting by, no flashy lifestyle, no financial freedom, just a regular job where she couldn't scam her way to the top. It turns out that when she couldn't manipulate people anymore, she had to actually work for a living. Nobody feels bad for her. Even the more forgiving relatives, the ones who initially said maybe we should give her another chance, have stopped caring. After everything she put people through, there's just no sympathy left. She burned too many bridges and now she's on her own. Karen, of course, still refuses to admit Mia did anything wrong. She occasionally reaches out to relatives trying to rewrite history. She tells people that Mia just made some bad decisions and that the family never gave her a chance to make things right. It's the same story she's been pushing for years, but now, nobody is listening. Karen's reputation is completely destroyed. People don't trust her anymore. Not just because of Mia, but because of how far she went to defend her. She spent years enabling her daughter's scams, lying for her, and attacking anyone who tried to hold Mia accountable. Now she's paying the price for it. She still tries to play the victim, sometimes acting like she was wronged by the family, but it never goes anywhere. Whenever she brings up Mia, the conversation dies instantly. Nobody wants to hear it. As for me, I've completely cut them off. I haven't spoken to either of them in a year, and I have no plans to. No more messages, no more family drama, no more getting dragged into their mess. Cutting them out of my life was the best decision I ever made, and I have no regrets. Without their chaos, I've been thriving, both in my career and in my personal life. The time and energy I used to waste dealing with Mia's nonsense, I've put it into things that actually matter. My relationships with the rest of my family are stronger than ever. The people Mia scammed have moved on, and the trust that was broken has been restored. Looking back, if I've learned anything from this whole situation, it's that enabling toxic family members never ends well. Mia had so many chances to change, so many opportunities to fix what she had done, and she threw them all away. She made her choices, and now she's living with the consequences. And for the first time since all of this started, I feel completely at peace. Mia got exactly what she deserved. I don't wish her harm, but I also don't wish her back in my life.